Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. So just a little bit of a side note about this video. It is the Angels of Tarot video. I'm doing it as number 2. I'm not taking down the first one right away, but I've been told by a few people that have watched it that it cuts off at the end right in mid-sentence. And I've watched it and I've realized, yeah, some of the information didn't get through for whatever reason. So I'm redoing it. So if you've already watched the first video, you're going to get a bit of a repeat on this one. It will be different, definitely, and there will be that added information. And if it's the first time watching this video, welcome and thank you for coming and watching. I'm Lady Rose of Goddess Garage, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and see all the videos that are coming out as they come out when you hit that subscribe button, and especially if you hit the bell as well. So I've been told. So we're into the Angels of Tarot. The reason I'm doing this is partly because I wanted to sort of underline the angels, but also to a lot of people, or not a lot, some people think that tarot is an evil thing. They're suspicious of tarot. They're not sure if it's going to bring, black magic or curses or something into their life. It's been said demonic is a word that's been used for it and things like that. So I'm here to sort of shed some light on the fact that tarot is actually very spiritually, and there's based, and there's a lot of church kind of scenes, and there are angels in tarot as well. Now, tarot has been in the past banished and condemned by the church. Now, way back when it was first condemned, the church did not like the fact that the high priestess was sometimes called the female pope card. So that went against what they were trying to do of having men only on the altar. So that was the main catalyst for why they condemned tarot and made it a sin and that sort of thing, right? But like I said, there's a lot of religion and there's a lot of everyday circumstances, very little darkness, almost no demonic. I mean, there is a devil card, and we're going to talk about him in a minute here. So there are 6 main angels of tarot, and there's angels sort of speckled or sprinkled throughout tarot as well. And I'm going to go through some of these cards. So I'm doing the major arcana cards that have the angels, because those cards, the major arcana ones, are represented by specific angels kind of thing. So we start with the Lovers. And the Lovers is Adam and Eve. Here they are, here. And of course they were the first couple kind of thing, right? The Lovers is sometimes called the Choice card. And I'm also going to do another video of the nicknames of tarot cards, because that is a great way to kind of do sort of a memorization of what the cards mean. But this is sometimes called the Choice card, because in some tarot decks it's a man and 2 women and he's got to make a choice and that sort of thing. But it is governed by Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Raphael is the master healer. His name actually means healer of God, and he's about bringing things together. Thus the reason he's on the Lovers card, because he's about bringing man and woman, or couples together, woman and woman, men and men, whatever. However you're coming together in love, Archangel Raphael is bringing you together, or there to help you come together. His element is air. Now, his element is air because it's often about decision making, coming together, being happy as a couple. It's all about decision making. Health often is decisions, whether you've made bad decisions all along and now you're not in good health, or whether you make decisions to change your health, and that sort of thing, right? It's also because air element is all around that thinking and decision making. And like I said, he's the master healer. He's the uniter of all things is one phrase that's used for him. So he not only unites like in healing, like if you've got a cut, he's bringing the skin together so it mends itself. He's bringing the broken bones together so they mend. He's the uniter, but he's also the uniter of our hearts and our love and those kind of things. He mends relationships, and he's body, mind, soul, and heart healer. So if someone comes in for a love reading, let's say, and the lovers show up, I often think, well, that often the reading is that this is a good sign. Your relationship is going to heal. Archangel Raphael is here with you. You know, now's the time to sort of pray to him or ask him for guidance. He heals with love. Of course, a lot of healing can happen with love. He's all about energy because, again, the air element, that's all air. He's healer of auras and energy and vibrations, and that's all air element stuff. He's a very, very powerful archangel because keep in mind, he's not just a regular angel, he's an archangel. So he's the patron saint of the blind. I kind of like that he's the patron saint of the blind because, of course, love is blind, right? So it kind of goes hand in hand. He's the patron saint of healers in general. He's also the patron saint of lovers. Thus, he's on the lovers card, right? He's the guardian of the heart chakra, and his color is green. So that's probably why a lot of people wonder, why is the heart chakra green? Because Angel Raphael guards that chakra and helps you with that chakra. So that's why it's green as opposed to, like, some people think it's red. Red is not the heart chakra. Red is the root chakra. Some people do put pink for the heart chakra, and that's totally fine. Pink is, in occult terms, it's all about true love. Pink is about true love. Red is about lust and passion. Not necessarily love kind of thing. Also, like I said, he's a very powerful archangel because one of his other skills is he is a demon binder. So he keeps us safe from demons, and he will definitely ward off demons for us. And in the book of Enoch, there's many writings of him binding demons and protecting humans from demons. So Raphael keeps the demons from us. So again, if this card shows up, one of the things can be, what are your demons? What's bothering you? Do you feel like, there's a black cloud following behind you? Are you always, kind of down and stuff? Maybe Archangel Raphael's the one to call right now. So whether you need physical healing, spiritual healing, mental healing, or whether you just need some demons to be gotten rid of, call on Archangel Raphael, and he will definitely help you out that way. So demon binding is another way of bringing things together, because binding is making it so that that demon, for instance, can't get out, right? So then the next card we've got is Temperance. So you're going to hear a couple of different things about Temperance, and the other one is Judgment. People often get these angels mixed up, so I'm going to set the record straight, so to speak. Because this is Archangel Michael on the Temperance card. Now, Archangel Michael is the highest of the archangels. He's one of the closest to God. And before him, there was another angel. We'll get into that in a minute. But Archangel Raphael is stuck on Raphael. Archangel Michael his element is fire, because he's all about the fiery burst of justice, much like God's justice can be, sending down bolts of lightning and that sort of thing. But he is all about fire, and Temperance is what he and his sword are about. So often when you see Archangel Michael depicted in pictures or statues or whatever, he's often carrying a sword because he's the warrior angel. He's the one who threw Lucifer out of heaven. He's the one that led the heavenly troops when the angels went to war. And if you want to know more about that story, I can do a video, just let me know. But he's the one that led the heavenly troops, and he's the one that went and threw Lucifer into hell, into the depths of hell. So he had to go through the fires of hell in order to throw Lucifer as deep as he could into hell. So when you go through fire, you get tempered. Blacksmiths will know this term. And when you do that, you put the sword into the fire, you take it out, you beat it, you put it back in the fire, you beat it again, and then you quench it or put it in the fire and then quench it. I don't know the exact process, but when you do that, you make a tempered sword, which, if it's tempered properly, it's unbreakable. And Archangel Michael's sword is definitely tempered in the way only God can temper things, and it is unbreakable, as is Archangel Michael. So the reason I know this is Archangel Michael is because he's got this red triangle right in his chest there. If you can see that, that is the alchemy symbol for fire. So thus the reason I know this is Archangel Michael. Also, like I said, because he's tempered much like the sword, he's the warrior angel, and he's his name means he who is as God, because again, he's the closest archangel to God. He's the highest of all the archangels, and he's the closest one. He's the wise warrior though. Although he's a warrior angel, he doesn't rush into battle with a shrill cry kind of thing. He picks and chooses his battles as wise warriors do, and he doesn't rush into the fray of battle. And he gives you, when you call on him whenever you need protection. I mean, any of the archangels will definitely protect you, but Archangel Michael is very good at doing that with his mighty sword. And he gives you holy strength. He gives you courage. And that's, grit and things like that. That's all a fire element kind of thing. So he's that fire in your belly that makes you stand up and either defend yourself or defend someone else who is being beaten down on. He's got 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on earth. So he's quenched, right? Just like I said, the sword is. He's also quenched. He's in the water to embrace that side of watery emotions and dreams and feelings and things like that, understanding humans. He's also got a foot on the earth to remind us to stay grounded. So, you definitely want to be a part of the dreams, part of the spiritual world, because that's where a lot of that comes from. You're going to find out more about Gabriel through the spiritual world and the dream world and things like that. But also a reminder to stay on earth. Definitely quench when you've gone through the fires of hell, whatever challenges you've been given, but stay grounded and have your spiritual awakening. It's a paradox, but it's a balancing act at the same time. So that's Archangel Michael in the Temperance card. Now we move on to the Judgment card, and we've got Archangel Gabriel here. And the reason I know this is Gabriel is because he's got his big trumpet here. And Archangel Gabriel is the messenger of God. And his name is Mighty One of God. And he delivers all the messages. He's in the Bible many, many times, both the Old Testament and the New Testament. In the New Testament, I know he's the one that told Mary she's going to have Jesus. He's the one that appeared to Joseph in a dream saying that, you got to stay with Mary and marry her. And, despite the fact that she's pregnant outside of wedlock, you've got to be true to her and protect her and support her and things like that. And then Archangel Gabriel also appeared to Saint Elizabeth, who is Mary's cousin in the New Testament, telling her that despite the fact that she thought she was through menopause and everything, she's going to give birth to St. John the Baptist, because she was quite a bit older and thought she's never going to have children. And her and her husband weren't blessed with children, so they assumed she was barren, because in those days they tended to blame the woman if children didn't come. But Archangel Gabriel said, no, the Holy Spirit has come and has given you a child, and it will be John the Baptist. So this can be a little bit of an apprehensive card for a lot of people, because they see the word judgment, they see coffins, it's a little bit creepy, and they think, oh my God, I'm being judged. But I actually really like it when this card shows up, because it's about, it's a clarifying card, as I say. It's about knowing you are on the right path, because these people are being trumpeted into heaven by Archangel Gabriel on Judgment Day. and you don't get into heaven unless you've made the right decisions. So this, to me, when it shows up, it often means you're on the right path, you're going in the right direction, you'll make the right decision, that sort of thing. Now the element is water, because you'll notice that these coffins are floating in water. So Gabriel is all about water, partly because Gabriel sends his messages through dreams. In the Bible, there's many instances, I just named 3, of where Gabriel appeared in dreams to people. And dreams are part of our subconscious speaking to us, and it is more connected to our higher self than our conscious mind. So therefore, it's easier for the angels to get in touch with your subconscious mind. Now, I have had the honor, privilege, and just awe-inspiring moment a few times. I can think of 3 where angels have actually appeared to me. The last time was 4 angels descended down on me. It was a very moving experience, and they're way more beautiful than you can even imagine. They blow your mind away, but they've always been very helpful to me. I love angels. I just absolutely love angels. So he often, like I said, he makes his messages known in dreams because our subconscious can easily more connect to our spiritual side, to our higher self. And when he shows up, like I said, he's not only a clarifying card, and there's a flag here. I want to mention this flag because a lot of people ask me, what does this flag mean? And it's an even cross, right? It's about the 4 directions, or the fours in general. He's a solidifying kind of angel as well. You feel very at peace when Angel Gabriel comes to you. And 4s, like I've said so many times, is you can't level up in life until you see a 4 come into your life, because 4s are that foundation that we're now able to jump off of into the next level. So this represents 4s of things, like 4 directions, 4 elements, that sort of thing. So that's what he's representing. And actually, the early church didn't have the crucifix cross. They had the equal cross because it's a protection symbol as well. But also, not only is this a clarifying card, but it's also a card that's saying to you, I mean, whenever an angel card shows up, it means pay attention. There's signs being shown to you. Angels are around you, that sort of thing. But in particular, when this card shows up, it often means pay attention to your dreams. Try to remember your dreams. Make a conscious effort to remember your dreams, because there's something that's being told to you through your dreams that you need to hear. So that's Angel Gabriel. Now, the next card that I'm talking about, not many people would think of as an angel card, but here we are, the devil, or Lucifer, Satan. He goes by many names. So this is the guy that Archangel Michael, like I mentioned before, threw down in heaven. He was the highest angel in heaven, and then Saint Michael came, Archangel Michael. But when they went to war, the devil picked his side, Lucifer, and Saint Michael picked his side, and then they went to war. So that's the short version of that. And this card kind of has 2 angels, because although Lucifer isn't really an angel, he's more of a demon now. Lucifer was at one point an angel. And it's considered one of the scary cards because, this is Adam and Eve, and now they've got, horns and tails, and they're chained, and he holds the keys to those chains. So the other angel that's associated with this card is Archangel Uriel. And Uriel is the keeper of this card. She's the one that is the guardian of this card. And this is because Uriel is also the keeper of the keys to the end of time. So she keeps those keys, and she guards this card as well. Her name, Uriel, means light of God. And so she's sort of the opposite of the darkness of the devil. She's creating that balance that the universe likes, right? So when this card shows up, it often means that there's some attachments. Sometimes it's as strong as an addiction, an obsession, something like that. But it can be also, what do you need to take out of your life? What do you need to release? What are you hanging on to unnecessarily? What needs to be burned out of your life? Because this is very much, you know, you think hell, you think fires, that sort of thing, right? So, and Uriel is also the messenger of punishment. So she's kind of a strict angel, but she's also the angel of salvation, because through the punishment comes your salvation, right? And through the letting go and unchaining yourself from whatever it might be. Because sometimes we find identity in our things, if we're speaking materialistically. You know, you're not your house, you're not your car, you're not your latest smartphone. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience, and sometimes we forget that. We identify through our physical things. And we could be, you know, what are you hanging on to that you need to let go of? It could be stuff, definitely, purging, you know, decluttering that thing, that sort of thing. But it could also be situations. What situations are you in, at work, at home, whatever, that you allow to repeat in your life, and you're not breaking the chain of that vicious cycle. Same thing with toxic people. Why are you letting toxic people into your life and allowing them to take control? Or needy people, or energy vampires, that sort of thing. Watch those things. I mean, it doesn't mean toxic people won't ever enter your life, but are you in control of them coming and going, or are they in control of them coming and going? And do you need to put distance there? Do you need to cut a cord completely? That sort of thing. So what are you hanging on to? Are you also too, you know, what are you hanging on to as far as health and wellness goes? Are you hanging on to abuse that's happened to you and becoming the victim and wearing that victim badge as opposed to being a survivor? Are you a victim of your illness? Like, you know, you've got some terrible illness. And I know that you know, as someone who's sick, you have to deal with a lot of things. I've had cancer. I have fibromyalgia. I understand that, but I am not fibromyalgia. I very much am working on not making that my identity. So these are things that we have to examine. The devil also too is a card where it's time to go into yourself. Just descend into the shadows, because again, you've got Archangel Uriel with you, the angel of light, and she is here to give us insight into our soul and to look at our own darkness. And we sometimes have to go into our darkness in order to see our own light. And she's here to remind us of how truly magnificent and precious and loved we really are. Now, she might be harsh with you at the first. You know, she has some tough love to dish out sometimes. But in the end, she wants you to know that you are glorious, you are precious, and you are loved beyond what you can even comprehend. So she will fight for you as well, even though she seems mean sometimes. Now, the wheel and the world, so this is the Wheel of Fortune and the world, are the two other cards that have actually all four angels on them. So we'll talk about each of the corners here. They're both the same. Angels are in the same corner. So we've got Archangel Raphael on the world here. There he is. And there he is. He's actually an angel on the Wheel of Fortune. So in it, it's just his head on the world. So Archangel Raphael is in the upper left corner, because again, he's the guardian of the heart chakra. And where's your heart? On your upper left side, right? So his element is air, just to remind you. His direction is east. His zodiac sign is Aquarius. Then we've got it as the eagle. So we've got the eagle's head here and the eagle here. All of them on the Wheel of Fortune are reading books, so that's great. So this is the eagle here, and the eagle is Gabriel, because Gabriel is the messenger, and oftentimes birds were used as messengers as well. And his element is water, as we talked about with the coffins floating in the water there. And his direction is west, and his sign, his zodiac sign, is the Scorpio, because the Scorpios are very mystical and things like that. So that's Archangel Gabriel in that corner, in the upper right corner. Now, down here, we'll go with the lions first. So we've got the lion head here, and we've got a lion with wings. All of these guys have wings. So we've got the lion with wings. This is Archangel Michael, because again, he's the lion. He's the big roar of God's anger, of God's battle cry, that sort of thing. He is the fire element, and he is south in his direction. And Leo, of course, is his zodiac sign because he's the lion, right? Now, on the other side, we've got the bull, and this is Archangel Uriel, who guards the devil card. So Uriel is Taurus, and Taurus is all about that stability, that building, that sort of thing. And the bull is Uriel's sign in this thing. And Earth is the element that rules Archangel Uriel, because of course she's dealing with the devil, which is about our earthly attachments and that sort of thing. Now, the other cards, so there's another major arcana card that an angel appears as well, and that is in the Strength card. Now, sometimes the lion is talked about as our animal instincts, and it can definitely stand for that, but it also can be about Archangel Michael, because he is the one that gives us the strength, the grit to move on, the fire in our belly. And you'll notice that the lion is kind of orangey red, right? And nothing in the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot cards deck are put there by accident. Everything is put there on purpose. So the fact that he's a red-ish kind of lion is very much speaking to that he is appearing also as Archangel Michael, because archangels, much like demons, can appear in many different forms. It's not just the demons who have, that ability. The angels do as well, because angels appear in many forms. Sometimes they're a complete stranger on the street who just does something nice for us. Sometimes they're a bird. Sometimes they're a tree. Whatever it might be, whatever they want to be, they can appear in that way. And of course, there's the infinity sign up here, which Archangel Michael shows us the infinite possibilities of God kind of thing. So let me just get my list, make sure I don't miss any cards here. So the first card is the Two of Cups, where another angel appears. Well, actually, it's kind of two angels that are appearing here, because this is Archangel Raphael, who is all about connecting and binding and bringing things together. Remember, he's the great uniter, and it takes a lot of healing and constantly, he's the air element, so he's all about communications. So that's why he's the patron saint of lovers and making those connections. So it's not just lovers as far as romantic love, it's also about connections. He's very good at connections, right? It's the red lion head, Michael. So it's gathering strength through those connections. It's through our connections with one another. It's through our love with one another that our strength is really begotten, kind of thing. There's also two snakes kind of entwining up here. This is the symbol for doctors. It's also the symbol for Archangel Raphael, who is the patron saint of healers. If you remember, that includes doctors. So then we've got, let me just see here. Yeah, so then we've got a bunch of royalty. But I'll do the Seven of Cups first. So the Seven of Cups also has an angel in it. Up here, there's angels, one of the choices. It's kind of a choice card as well. But there's all these cups that have all these lovely things in them. There's sort of jewels here, victory here. I think that's a dragon. There's a castle here. Not sure what's in here. There's an angel here. So it's about making those choices, looking at all your options, that sort of thing. So there's angels in the Seven of Cups as well. And then, like I said, we've got a bunch of royalty. Now, the angels aren't quite as obvious. Here you have to kind of look to their chairs. So the Queen of Swords has an angel. Now, there's no specific angel. It's not like this is Archangel so-and-so. It's just there's an element. There's an angel here, a cherub, right? There's, I see there's a little angel up here. Or at least it looks like a little angel. I picked it because it looked like a little angel. The Queen of Pentacles. And then the Queen of Cups has two angels, two little cherubs. A lot of them are cherubs. So we've got Pentacles, Swords, and Cups. So we're missing wands. Wands did not. She had lions. Although that could be Archangel Raphael, maybe. I mean, Michael, Archangel Michael. But these guys all have cherubs. So just a little thing about cherubs. Cherubs are the angels that can get closest. There really are cherubs, and they really are kind of, they're kind of childlike, right? I don't know if they're fat babies like they're usually depicted, but they're very childlike. And they are the angels they're the only angels that are allowed to sit with God and get closest to his throne. As much as Archangel Michael is closest to the throne, or close the highest archangel, he cannot get as close as the cherubs do. God likes to surround himself with cherubs because cherubs, they're always giggling, right? And they have a good energy. And if life is going right, you often, and if you have happy, joyous moments, you'll often hear or feel little cherubs around if you become aware of angels. So when you have angels in your life and you're becoming aware of them, you know that there's more than just one kind of angel, and you can have more than one angel with you. We're all given a guardian angel, but throughout our lives, we can have angels come and go in our lives depending on what we need. But when we have great happiness or joy or bliss or something good happen to us, a lot of times there'll be cherubs around too. And you might hear the little giggling of cherubs, or you might feel the energy of cherubs. Cherubs bring happiness, and you can call on cherubs to come into a situation that you want to uplift. And that's the reason the queens all have cherubs, because one, they're mothers, and cherubs are like baby angels, right? But they're also, women like to keep things up. Let's just put it that way. They like to make things happy. These queens like to make sure that their people are happy and well served, and that's the reason they have cherubs on their thrones, to remind themselves of the happier side of life, to pick the joy as opposed to the sadness. So that's what cherubs are all about, and that's why they're on the queen's thrones, 3 of the 4 queen's thrones. So it makes sense now that the Queen of Wands has the lions on the back of her throne. You can take your deck out and take a look, because she's full of fire. She's the fire element. Although she's often depicted as the lover of animals and lover of children, which she is, she has a fire in her belly that you do not want to mess with if you cross her. But she's very passionate about a lot of things too. So that explains things. Now, this isn't really an angel card, but the Ace of Cups is a very spiritual card. It's got the host with the even cross, and this is the Holy Spirit. And I often tell people that the goddess is hidden very well, even in the church. When you do in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, you're talking about the Father and the Son of God, yes. The Holy Spirit is the female aspect of God. That's where the goddess is hidden, in the Holy Spirit. And it was the Holy Spirit that moved. So I'm just going to end it there. So that is the Angels of Tarot. Thank you so much for being here. I hoped it helped to add another layer to your tarot readings, or another layer to your learning and studying of tarot. Thank you so much again for being here, and blessed be. Bye.